Good morning, team. Thank you so much for joining us. It is Tuesday, June 14th. I'm Amy Corr, and I'm joined by Kevin Van Eck, and we're live out of the Goose Island office. So we've been talking to a lot of you about the market and the shift and some of the things that seem to be changing. So this morning, we want to dive a little deeper and talk about the market and talk about some data points. So grab your coffee, your tea, your power smoothie, your lemon water, whatever it is you may be drinking this fine Tuesday morning. And let's jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
Yes, good morning, Amy. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. Over the last few weeks, we talked about how to continue to grow your business, prepare for a shifting market. As Amy said, today we're going to talk about that shifting market and in detail about what's happening. Let's call it the coffee market update. We're going to cover three topics today. We're going to start by covering the housing price situation, then go into inventory, and we're going to wrap with sales data. And the point of this is so you can stay on top of what's happening in your market. Now, important note, today we're going to be talking about it at a national level. It's really important that you dig into your local market to get the detail. But we start with national because the best way to explain the market to a consumer is a top-down approach to create context and help them understand how their local market might react in the future by looking at other indicator markets across the US.
Yeah, so important. So Kevin, let's start with housing prices. The data shows that house price appreciation continues. In fact, we know that the Case-Shiller report that's coming out at the end of June is going to show 20% plus year-over-year growth in April. So pricing really remains strong. So the key to remember is that these are lagging indicators. The properties that are closing now are those that went under contract in February and March. And the data available is for April. So as we receive more reports, we'll be able to see what's happening to the trend line. But we need to realize it's always going to be in arrears, meaning what's happened in the past. What we are seeing right now, though, are price reductions. And that is actually a real-time active indicator. A data company named Altos Research reported the US price reductions are climbing, and they're actually climbing really quickly. The number of price reductions is well above where it was last year. And while still fewer overall than in the past few years, they're calculating that 24% of the inventory is taking a price cut. It's a dramatic sloping increase to really what we've seen in a lot of years. So it's an indicator of a slowdown, right? So we're not here to really scare you about that, but really want you to be armed with data and information that you can share with your clients. Because remember, information is power, and it also allows you to be that trusted advisor.
That's right. Inventory is the second topic we're going to cover. Note, we're still talking nationally. We're looking at trends across the United States. So the National Association of Realtors reported that inventory in April was down 10.4% year over year, down. But looking at May, other sources such as Realtor.com reported that inventory is up year over year. Even though we're seeing inventory rising quickly, it's still very, very low. We've mentioned in past episodes about the number of new construction homes and housing starts in progress. And in fact, we've reported that there's a record number. Well, let's talk about this again. The record number of housing starts, there's actually over 1.6 million homes under construction right now. But that data, that number doesn't tell the full story. The reason the number of homes under construction is so elevated is due to construction stalling. It means we can't complete the new construction homes. And really, it comes down to supply chain restraints, which we're all experiencing. Inventory, though, is key in how the market's going to play out. It's important to make sure that you stay on top of the inventory in your local market as you're advising buyers and sellers and having conversations with consumers within your community.
Yeah, super important. And it's interesting about the inventory because now as we talk about mortgage rates, those are having an impact on the market as well. You know, we're starting to see declines in home sales due to the higher mortgage rates. In April, the National Association of Realtors reported year-over-year sales drops of 5.9%. And for the same month, April 2022, reports show that sales dropped 16.6% from March 2022. So it's obvious when looking at the data right now that nationally there is a clear shift in the market. And as we said, it's going to take some time to see the impact on housing prices. And it's likely going to come at some point. So we didn't talk about this a lot, about mortgage rates specifically, but if inflation continues, the Fed's going to have to do something, and they'll likely need to raise rates in order to maintain some balance, and that's going to continue to impact our market.
That's right. But there's no need for fear. There's no need to panic. Don't stop the video. Keep watching. We want to share the market data with you just as you share the market with your clients. Knowing and understanding this data and this information is going to make sure that you are and can be a trusted advisor. And the second piece of this is having the ability and knowledge to be able to solidify your business. Right now is the time to focus on relationships and marketing exposure. And by focus, I mean double down. Double down on your marketing, double down on your outreach. Every market, no matter what, has opportunities. We're here to help you insulate your business against any market shifts so that you're in a position where you can take full advantage of any opportunity that comes your way.
That's right. And Kevin, if you remember in January on one of our first coffee episodes, we talked about market proofing your business. Here's where you need to start thinking about that. It is now June. The market's starting to shift. Things are starting to change a little bit. What are some of the things that you can do to market proof your business so that no matter what market you're in, you can continue to be successful? Think about that. Give yourself the time to focus on your business so you can do that. And make it a great Tuesday. Make it a great week. And until we see you next Tuesday, remember, you got this.